Welcome back. I'm Sam Hedden. Scott Brault has been the World Wrestling Heavyweight Champion 6 times, and he's moved into films, and he does local Minnesota stunts. We caught up with him at Crypticon.
And how you say your last name?
Brault.
I'm here with Scott Brault, and what's this hardware you got on your chest right there?
Souvenir, being the 6-time world heavyweight champion.
Neat. Mm-hmm. And in addition to that, you have appeared in films.
I have 72 features.
When did you start with the sports entertainment business? And what was your big break?
Long time ago. I used to bartend, and I got in a fight. And I shouldn't say I got in a fight. These 2 guys got in a fight. I went to break it up. Neither one of them wanted to listen to me, so I wound up pushing them around.
Asserting yourself.
And then, yeah, asserting myself. And then those 2 guys wanted to fight me. And I was bartending, so I was pretty sober, and they weren't. And I went over pretty good. And then there's in the bar was a wrestling promoter, and I was young.
Wow. Yeah.
Built, 33-inch waist. I wasn't old, and wrestling promoter comes up, hands me a card, and says, "Kid, we can make a lot of money together."
Ooh. And who was that wrestling promoter?
Long time ago. Long time ago.
Okay. So the guy gave you your big break.
Yep.
And in what area was that?
Midwest.
Minneapolis?
Yeah, Minneapolis.
Okay.
Oh, I've wrestled everybody and anybody. I've done work for the WWE. When they need a jobber, then they get a hold of me. Mm-hmm. But in the last 32 years, probably the last 15 is when the Brauler character really took off.
Okay.
And from there, I just wing it. What did Billy Crystal say? Fake it till you make it.
Sure.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I do.
So where are you based out of? Are you based in Minneapolis?
Yeah, I live in the metro area. Yeah.
And so where have you shot films before? Wherever they
Again, all over. Wherever they want to fly me, wherever they want to pay me to drive, I don't care. I'll go.
So all over the world? Or?
Not all over the world.
No.
U.S., but not all over the world.
All right.
But for all of you people out there watching this, and you're filming in Europe or China, Japan, Russia, India, the Brawler can be there.
and so you play the heavy or a hitman or
Yep, that's totally my deal. So if you people out there watching this need a leading man, I'm your guy. I want to be the dude that kisses the girl.
Do you do stunts as well?
I do my own stunts. Yep, I do my own stunts.
Tell me about stunts. What was the most difficult one that you had to do?
Mostly fighting.
Okay.
Mostly fighting, but I'm not a fan of heights.
Okay. And have you had to do height?
No, I have
no,
because of my character. I'm typically on the ground, and I'm the one that does the attacking or gets attacked. So when we need to fight, I'm that guy.
Okay.
And I'll typically be the choreographer.
Well, of course, they want to do a different fight in different places. So, what was like the strangest place that you had to do a fight?
Airplane fuselage.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it was supported with the nose. It had the wheel down in the nose, and then the wheels on the wings. And it was gutted to be rebuilt. So we're filming inside this airplane fuselage. The cameraman, who's about 300 pounds, and the sound guy was about 250. Then there's me, who's a lean 280, and 2 other guys who I'm fighting in the airplane. And it's just a small little, I don't even remember the size. It was small.
Right.
Big enough for a fight scene, but you probably couldn't. You probably wouldn't want to fly in it to California.
Right.
And as we were fighting, we're working our way towards the back of the airplane. Well, remember, the wheels were down on the nose and on the wings, so the airplane tipped. So theoretically, the Brawler survived an airplane crash.
Wow.
But the weirdest thing was when they opened the door to see if we're all right.
Yeah.
You're used to the horizon being square to the door, and now the door's like this, and you're seeing the horizon, and it was like, whoa. So they had a couple guys from the crew pick up the tail end of the airplane and straighten it out. And everyone, I mean, we probably fell 4 feet, you know, but everyone was freaking out. Like, are you guys all right? Are you guys all right? And we're like, yeah.
Wow.
It was just the weirdest thing was opening the door and seeing the Earth
tilted.
Yeah. Well, we were tilted, but the Earth was still the same.
So, in addition to the plane, anywhere else that you've had to do things? You don't like heights. Do you do fight scenes on tops of buildings and this kind of stuff?
I actually have
mountains and shit.
No mountains. No mountains. On top of buildings, patios, a fishing dock. Where the final is, when I get punched, I take the punch and I go into the water, so it's dramatic effect. And if they don't have backup wardrobe for me, it's typically we got to get it right in one shot.
Otherwise, you got time to dry out.
You got to wait for everything to dry out. I got to go through hair and makeup again. And
so what's next? What are you working on?
I got a couple irons in the fire for a couple movies. I'm heading out to Michigan in beginning of October to go wrestle, and then from there I head back up to the Iron Range, and then not that wrestling has a season, but it's kind of winding down.
Sure.
And everybody kind of saves for Christmas.
Yeah.
So instead of, if you got this extra cash, you don't want to go to a wrestling show, you want to buy Christmas presents, stuff like that. So it usually ramps up again around end of January, early February, and then all summer long.
All over again.
Yep.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Scott. We appreciate you talking to us.
I appreciate it.
Sounds like if you are a film director and you need a stunt guy, you know exactly who to call. I'm Sam Hedden, with producer Andy Watson, and now you know Scott Brault.
Or you can do it your way first, and then you can do it my way. And then we'll just see which is better.